Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and hope everybody's having a good day, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's video. And what I want to do today is I want to give you guys my lure selection and my techniques and the type of places I like to look for in the mid part of the spring, like anywhere between, say, middle of April up until the first week of May, the period we're in right now at the filming of this video, because there is a lot going on right now. I would say that like the mid-April to the early May period in bass fishing is probably the most massive transitional phase of any other time of the year. There are so many different things going on. Fish are doing so many different, the behavior of the fish is in three different realms: pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn. And there's a lot of things to consider. And I want to show you guys some of my favorite techniques that I like to use this time of year. So we're going to get into that in today's episode. Also, guys, quick invitation out there. Just like to invite everybody to please swing by fishthemoment.com and check out my lake map breakdowns that I'm building for Fish the Moment. These are maps that I've been building for Fish the Moment for like 5 years now. We got maps of all the not just big lakes, but all the lakes across the country, all 4 seasons of the year. These are really good resources to learn more about your favorite lake, or if you've never been on a lake, it's going to give you some good places to start out on. So I'll put my Fish the Moment lake map breakdown link in the description of the video. And also, guys, real quick, Silverback just announced they're getting ready for summer sale on my Signature Series glasses. Right now, you can get them at 30% off, along with prescription lenses at 30% off. And if you use my promo code RandyB, you can get free shipping on it. So I'll put my Silverback link in the description of the video as well. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys, putting up with the plugs there. Okay, I've got 4 baits out here. Now these are my 4 favorite lures for mid-spring, and I'm going to explain to you the conditions I like to fish them in and what I like to look for. So we'll get into that in today's episode. So right off the bat, everybody's favorite, this is undeniable. One of the favorite techniques for mid-April, mid-spring is just a Wacky rig soft plastic stick bait. This is the Zoom's Linky right here. I got it rigged on a 1/0 straight shank Gamakatsu G-Finesse worm hook, heavy cover worm hook. Deadly, deadly, deadly in the middle of the spring. You cannot go wrong with this. I'm going to say if you could have one lure this time of year, it would be a Wacky rig soft plastic stick bait. It works in a wide range of conditions. You can catch them on this in a foot of visibility or 20 foot of visibility. It works every state in the country. There's not anywhere that it does not work. Excellent lure. Now, my favorite areas to fish this in is I like to get into the flat protected areas, and you just go down the bank and just fish whatever the bank has to offer in the lake you're fishing. I don't care if it's a riprap bank, if it's a pea gravel bank, if it's a clay bank, if there's boat docks, lay down trees, anything. It doesn't make any difference. Just throw this thing out and try to target that water depth less than 5 foot. So I usually throw it out to the bank, throw it out there. I'll just, shake it across the surface for maybe 3 or 4 feet. It gets their attention in clear water, let it sink to the bottom. I'll work it maybe that far on the bottom, and if I don't get a bite, I reel it in and make another cast. The strike on this thing occurs either usually on the way down or as soon as it hits the bottom and you just first start moving it. You don't have to work it way back to the boat. And another thing that works really good on this is if you're in a clear water lake and you see a lot of fish cruising up shallow, take this Wacky rig soft plastic stick bait, and like I said, throw it out there on a spinning rod and just twitch it like this and reel it across the surface real fast, because a lot of times in that clear water, it'll get the attention of the fish, and then you let it sink, and then that's when they get it. So a really good way to do that, especially in calmer conditions if you don't have much wind. Now, the other lure I use in the exact same situation is a shaky head, a 6-inch Zoom trick worm with a 1/16 of an ounce Gamakatsu tricky head on it. The 1/16 of an ounce is critical. And guys, also, I'll link all these baits in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video if you guys want to pick up, any of these products I'm talking about. But in the springtime, you got to go light. 1/8 of an ounce is too heavy for the most part. You want to use a 1/16 of an ounce head, and I do like the 6-inch trick worm. I like it. This actually, it's closer to 7 inches, but I like it better than like a little finessey 4-inch worm. Now, I do this, I fish in the exact same areas. The only difference between fishing a shaky head and the Wacky rig is I'll use the shaky head if it's windy out, because it does have a 16th ounce head on it, falls 3 times faster than than just the weightless Wacky rig, or also if I'm fishing a little bit deeper. because in the mid-spring, even if the bass are spawning and you're in a real clear water lake, those fish can still be down to 15 or 20 foot. I've caught a ton of bass, like at Table Rock Lake, when you see fish on the beds everywhere. I've caught a ton of fish on a shaky head, fishing out away from those spawning areas, you know, in the same spawning coves, but fishing down 15 to 20 foot. Works really good with that. Okay, my next one of mid-spring is a big glide bait. This is when I do like to fish the hard, large glide baits. Now, the times that I fish the glide baits a little bit different. You got to have the right situation as far as weather. For me, in the springtime of the year, if the water's in the 60s and I've got a cloudy, nasty, rainy day, one of those April thunderstorms roll in, or cold fronts coming in and it's windy and it's cloudy and it's rainy. If the water visibility is over 3 or 4 foot, you got clear water, put you on a big glide bait, big hard glide bait, and just fish it anywhere you think the fish are at. It could be back in a flat cove, it could be out on the secondary point leading into it, windy banks, anywhere. But if there's any fish around in a clear water lake in the springtime of the year, this is the time that they'll bite a really big glide bait. I usually like to concentrate on areas that have a little bit deeper water, a little bit proximity to deep water. So probably my favorite place to fish these on are like secondary points leading back into spawning coves, bluff banks, around boat docks, something like that. But a big glide bait is an excellent mid-spring lure. And finally, this is a bait that I use in the April, early May, if the water's high and flooded, is a blackened chartreuse jig. This is my Block It throwback jig. I'll link this in the description too, with the blue chunk on it. A big salty chunk here. But guys, if you have flooded vegetation, or not flooded vegetation, if you got flooded cover, like flooded trees, flooded bushes, high water conditions in the lake you're fishing in the middle of the spring, there's something about this color, guys. They will light it up. The big fish will love this thing. So if you got water visibility, anything under like 2.5 foot visibility, and any type of high water conditions, flooded cover, guys, give this a try right here. It's really, really good. Also, if you got shallow docks in dirty water in the springtime of the year, the mid-spring, flipping this color jig around those docks will really work good. So anyway, that's just 4 of my favorite baits, guys. That's the ones I've got tied on a lot this time of year. They've really worked well for me. The baits that I showed you here, they catch both numbers and size based upon, the ones you're using. So give them a try. I think it's going to help you guys catch some. So we'll talk later.